do you feel like you can look to evidence and see truth in that evidence and create your own opinion from it? Or will you only look to someone else's opinion of nature and agree with them?
Yes, I'll agree with them because I am not structured.
Whoa.
I'm not driven.
So you're literally saying you have no choice. You've given up your freedom to somebody else.
Of course, there is a certain amount of freedom that you bestowed to someone else to give you those fucking clothes, give you those fucking headphones, to give you what the fuck you use every fucking day, because you can't produce that stuff. There is, you gotta bestow that knowledge to someone else. How do you build your fucking clothes? Do you build your own fucking clothes?
I understand how my clothes are made.
What the fuck? What does that mean?
It means I understand how they're made.
You know how to make clothes? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
What? Make me a fucking t-shirt.
Understanding how to do something is not the same thing as
understanding
being able to
and explaining what gravity is doesn't mean you know what gravity is.
That's exactly what it means.
Anyways, just give me what the fuck you got.
No. There's no point in describing anything to you if you don't attribute or can't articulate information. And
this is not for me; it's for the audience.
Oh no, I mean,
I don't care.
Obviously,
I don't matter.
Apparently not. But I mean, I think it's interesting and crazy the fact that like you essentially are
something right here on the other side. Yeah, you got it.
Get it?
Yeah.
You're essentially saying that you trust the opinions of others and the ideas of others over yourself.
Yeah. Like certain matters.
That's mind blowing to me. So so that means for me, like
you do the same thing. Everybody does that.
My own opinion of reality has to remain supreme. Otherwise, I'm like a pawn in someone else's system. It's me at the end of the day.
You are a pawn in the universe.
Truth.
You are even less of a pawn in the universe. And see, that's the face of the universe.
I think, and that's interesting because that's probably a big part of the difference between whether or not someone takes responsibility for their involvement in life or whether or not they see themselves as being an acted upon participant, or I mean, you can't even say it's a participant, an acted upon individual in life, which is to say that either you're saying that my truth is the truth.
You want to be a force of authority. You want to be the person that tells you what the fuck gravity is, and you fucking sit there and listen.
This isn't even about me.
Yes, it is. You're belittling my knowledge of gravity to bestow your knowledge upon me.
I'm not belittling you.
Yes, you just did. You just told me. Are you gonna just believe someone else's beliefs and just go with your belief? Like what the fuck?
It's not belittling your knowledge.
Yes, it is.
Okay, fine. You can interpret it however you want. I'm not questioning your ability to interpret information. I'm saying that, and I'd argue that no matter what, you are the person who determines truth for you. So you get to determine where that truth comes from. So you're seeing that a certain select group of individuals, just like how you're seeing like the Hollywood individuals or whatever, you see a particular group of individuals as being the correct individuals. And that information coming from them is the correct information. Whereas rather than if you were to look at all of the information and appreciate it all independently and with its own regard, you would be able to interpret that information and decide for yourself whether or not that information is correct. Does that make sense?
What does that mean? What are you trying to say?
What I'm saying is you're not deciding what is correct.
You're not, in a way you are.
No, you are not. That's my whole point. Is you're not deciding what is truth. So like you're looking to the scientist, whether it's Google or whether it's a book, and you're saying this is truth. Where I would argue, don't look at any individual and say that is truth because this is a respected authority, but rather, does the information make sense to me?
Where are you going with this? Where are you leading to this?
The log line of this conversation is the way in which you're interpreting truth is by believing in someone else's opinion over interpreting that truth directly.
Okay, so how does that connect with gravity?
It doesn't connect with gravity. I don't even want to begin discussing gravity because the whole point is, I'm going to obviously articulate it to you guys, but I'm saying the way in which you're receiving information. This argument is not even about gravity anymore. Our discussion is not talking about gravity. It's talking about the way in which you interpret truth. So I'm arguing that the way in which you're interpreting truth at all is by respected authority.
Let me tell you how I interpret
versus actually determining the information.
You don't tell me how I interpret truth.
You just did.
I didn't. If that's what you want to know, I can tell you. I can tell you. I can tell you exactly how I interpret truth. I interpret truth by what is happening to me right now.
Okay.
You are talking to me. You're trying to communicate an idea to me. Okay. That is true. This is really happening right now. Yeah. I can decipher this is true. What you are trying to bestow on me.
You can't get any better than this.
Ideas that you have come up with and decided this is truth is not what I will agree upon. What you're bestowing. I am just here to examine what you got to say, and then I make my own opinion. Whether that's true or not, you get to decide that. I get to decide that a week from now or in this moment or whatever.
Right.
The consequences of what happens later is what determines what truth really is.
Yeah. I appreciate that.